We have probably got the best PTA in Fairfax County, no question.
The teachers here at Center Ridge are wonderful. There's a lot of sharing of ideas among the team members.
Well, the children here are the best in Fairfax County.
I like school because after you finish your work, you can read a lot of books.
Because you learn a lot of things and you can get to play in center sometimes and go outside.
I learn a lot, and my favorite subject in school is math and social studies.
Center Ridge Elementary School opened its doors in 1990. While the classrooms were constructed in the traditional style, the building attracts attention with some unusual modern features. Since the school's debut, the administration has focused their concentration on building a strong faculty with the ability to provide exceptional learning opportunities and motivation for a diverse and transient student population of 800 children. During its 5 years of existence, the staff has developed a great sense of pride in their talented teachers, enthusiastic students, and supportive parents. The combination of these factors is turning Center Ridge learners of today into leaders of tomorrow.
The philosophy of school is that ultimately we're trying to prepare the children for being contributing working members of society. In our school, the children come first. We're very lucky that we're in a school that has the wide ethnic diversity that it has, which is unusual for this particular area of Fairfax County Public Schools. But we try to build upon the strengths that the boys and girls bring to our school and to unify them so that we pull all of our programs together and all of our students together and are a unified school.
At Center Ridge, the emphasis is on reading and writing. Language arts are fully integrated throughout the curriculum at all grade levels. This means that while children calculate numbers, learn dates, and conduct experiments, they're also applying reading and writing skills.
The language arts program gets a lot of emphasis in the schools because it is the largest chunk of time that kids and teachers spend on any one subject in instructing, and it permeates throughout the entire curriculum. It goes into science and social studies and math in addition to the regular language arts block. We place a lot of emphasis on it because of that.
Good night, and one by one they left. Marie went upstairs to bed. So did her parents and her brother Fritz. The house became quite still, but Marie couldn't sleep.
You'll find teachers that will read aloud every day. There's a silent reading period every day where boys and girls read on their own, and you'll also see the teacher reading. So they can't escape from reading. It's just all over them. Teachers bring literature into social studies and science, and it's just part of their learning. They see that reading and writing is in our everyday world.
F-O-U-R-T-E-E-N. Okay, and how many blocks do we have today? Let's count and make sure.
Starts right in kindergarten. From the time they get here, they do a lot of oral language development. They do a lot of learning to express ideas, both orally and in writing. They start by illustrating initially what they are doing and gradually working out of the scribble that you see in kindergarten so often into more elaborative writing as they go on up through the grades.
In kindergarten, we try to teach reading and writing through writing in our journals, and having the children read them to us and share them with their friends, to use environmental print to write words, to try to sound out the letters. Our goal is to have the children putting their thoughts down on paper and then reading it and sharing it back with us so that they are reading and writing and listening and speaking.
The first letter of her name begins with a C.
Crystal. Crystal.
Okay, would you come and choose a job, Crystal?
You can trick us.
It's true.
And yet, the most wonderful part was still to come. Marie had a godfather. His name was Herr Drosselmeyer.
From this one theme, children are getting lessons in language arts, social studies, and math.
Remember in the story, he said, what is the nutcracker made out of? Wood, okay, and if you touch him, he's made out of wood. And what happens with his mouth? Right, and if you look around the back, it opens and shuts. Now, why is he called a nutcracker?
Because he crushes nuts.
Okay, so Chris, if I would get a nut, where would I put it in his mouth?
And straight in.
Okay, what do I have to do first?
Go in.
Okay, I lift it up, and then I do what?
Put it in.
Okay, I put it in, and I'm not going to do it because I don't want to break Mrs. Fleischauer's. I don't know if I've even tried it. Can we try it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say I was afraid. Let's see. You hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, look what happened.
It broke.
Did it crack my nut? Yeah, so it really does work, and we'll have to clean that out. Since we were talking about the nutcracker, I thought we would sort nuts and put them on a graph to find out which kind of nuts did I have more of. The first nut I'm going to put down on my chart is called a walnut. What does walnut begin with?
W.
W, good. Anybody, can you tell me anything about that walnut just by looking at it? Victor?
It's big.
It is big. Victor noticed that it was the biggest nut that I have. It is big. 1, 2, whoops, it's rolling, isn't it? 3, 4, 5. Was that it? 5, okay. We have 5 pecans. What is the next nut I need to count?
Hop.
Anybody remember? And Ryan's right, he forgot the name. Hazelnut. Can you say that? Hazelnut. Count with me.
I love
1, 2, 3.
This is a cup. This is a half a cup. Which one is larger? Yes.
This one.
A cup. Which one is smaller?
In this class, the gingerbread man is the theme that inspires lessons in the various curriculum areas.
We also need a fourth of a cup of butter. This cube is half a cup. If we want a fourth of a cup, do you know how much butter we're going to have? How much?
Like this?
Well, no. A fourth of a cup is less, Paul. So what we're going to do, it says here, a fourth, 4 tablespoons is 1/4. So we're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The administration at Center Ridge boasts a hard-working, innovative teaching staff of which they are extremely proud.
I think any principal in Fairfax County or any other school system would tell you that it is every principal's dream to be able to handpick their staff, and I've had the luxury of being able to do that here, and I think this staff is truly incredible. They're a multi-talented, very dedicated group of people who always put the children first. They work extremely long hours doing very creative and imaginative things with the children. One of the things that we try to do here is a lot of grant writing, and that we've been very successful with. And I've been able to obtain things like, we had an artist in residence last year for a week that we obtained a grant through the Virginia Commission of the Arts. We've gotten the weather station, the WRC TV weather station from Bob Ryan through a grant that was written by teachers.
We use a weather station by turning on the controls in the computer lab.
What are the weather tools made out of?
The weather tools are made out of metal and plastic.
How do you locate the weather with the equipment?
We locate the weather with an anemometer that tells us the wind speed and a wind van that tells us where the wind is coming from.
We were very fortunate in being awarded a Bob Ryan grant for our Four Winds Network, which was sponsored by Hughes and Giant Corporation. We applied for the grant to show that the weather station would be used throughout our school, and we were very fortunate in being awarded it.
The station came complete with the instruments necessary to measure the elements: a thermometer and barometer, an anemometer, and a rain gauge, as well as computer software that allows the young meteorologists to access the data they collect.
And we'll be printing, and you'll bring that back when it's done to write your report. We are now using that information for our reading and language and math curriculum to supplement, and also, of course, being able to tell the weather. It's also used by the National Weather Service to collect data, and there are 130 schools also in the network which use our information.
Currently at Center Ridge, the temperature is 37 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 3 degrees Celsius, and the temperature is rising.
The overall goal is the fact that students will be able to read. That's our goal, to show them different strategies to do the 3 cueing systems, where they are not only doing just sight words, they're using the meaning of the sentence, they're using phonics, the sound symbol relationships, as well as the visual, and using all 3 of those cueing systems so they have a way to figure out a word when they get to it. Also, the goal is to have them to be able to begin writing using different pre-writing tools, organization of their ideas, extending their ideas.
Person feeding the chipmunk. Did you hear anything important? No. They like peanuts. That's about food.
The objective in second grade is to make the children independent readers and writers. So they go from a lot of teacher dependence to being independent learners, readers, and writers.
His pocket was empty. The snowball wasn't there. He felt very sad.
My name is Ryan. I'm in second grade, and we're reading because some people might not know how to read, and so if they don't, this would be helping them read, and then they might be able to teach somebody else.
Ways we help each other is that if we're stuck on a word, we sort of like sound it out or put our finger on top of the word and try to sound it out for them.
Did not want to knit white mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she won. You'll never find it.
He thought it would be fun to join the big boys in their snowball fight, but he knew he wasn't old enough.
It's scattered the animals in a direction, in all directions.
Through the Scholastic book order, Pat had mentioned that they have a nice professional section, and they do. It's a good book. It has a lot of things that sort of reaffirm the things that we already know about spelling, and has some new twists to some old things that we've done before.
The Center Ridge faculty comes together to work as a team, sharing ideas and collaborating in the classroom.
I think one of the unique things about Center Ridge is that we are a community of learners, and that is not only with the children, the teachers as well, and the administrators. And early on, at the beginning of our school 4 years ago, we found out that there were things that we could learn from each other. So we established teacher networking, and that was called CATS, Come Along, Tell and Share.
And we have a writer's checklist and things that good writers should do. And one of the things the children told me was they need to use real words. And as they start learning different words, they're excited. Wow, I spelled like right, look. And the other kids praise them. And they're starting to use some of the words the other children.
In addition to CATS, there are optional staff development opportunities available, including a Teachers as Readers group.
The one reason I like the step was that we collaborated. I came in last year as a long-term sub and then ended up teaching full-time, and the kindergarten staff helped me a lot coming into a new school system and a new language arts program, and the staff is just wonderful. Our reading specialist, Carlene Payne, is wonderful in working with us about teaching language arts and how to integrate it in everything we do. Our kindergarten teachers and aides all work together.
In the third grade, in my room, we try to read and write in different genres so that the students have a wide variety of experiences with literature and with writing. And we read every day, which would be the same as in the other grades, and we write every day. And this year we're concentrating on conferencing and revising with our writing. And currently in our classroom, we're concentrating on biographies, so they learn about how a biography is written, and also we've been talking about that genre.
All right, boys and girls, you've been looking at biographies and trying to figure out what kinds of things, what kinds of information you get from biographies. And then you read with Miss Chambers about Amelia Earhart. And we're going to make some webs today to gather some of the information on the biographies you're doing. On this day, Miss Payne, along with a speech and language specialist, joined Miss Chambers for this lesson on biographies. Why she's famous. What other kind of thing did you learn about Amelia Earhart this morning that tells something about her that would be important to include in a web? Sharniqua?
That she had a lot of different jobs through her life.
The three teachers work together twice a week to develop specific skills in the children.
That's important. Can anyone remember a kind of job she had? Joy?
As a nurse.
Nurse, yes. It's beneficial because it gives us an opportunity to learn from one another as classroom teachers, and we build on our strengths. The speech and language teacher certainly works with us a great deal on the oral language aspect. And then as the reading teacher, I'd be working on the reading and writing, as well as speaking and listening. And then the classroom teacher is giving us information about the kinds of program that she's putting together for her classroom, following the Fairfax County Program of Studies.
Fourth grade is a year where we take all the pieces and we're trying to pull them together as a unit. We do a lot of writing where the children go through the four-step writing process. They are beginning to do writing that is to a specific subject. They spend a lot of time looking at different literature, responding to what they've heard, and writing becomes an integral part of everything that they do in fourth grade.
Hi, my name is Michael Sains. I'm in fourth grade. We're learning about the Powhatan Indians, and over there, in my group, we're building a longhouse out of crash sticks and clay.
This is an immersion class. We have fourth grade LD students and regular fourth grade students in the class together. One of the big advantages of doing it is the kids get to work together as a group. There are two of us working with the children all the time, so that there's always one person who's directing the lesson and one person that's helping the children that are having a problem. It's working beautifully in our room.
Good. What are you doing on yours, Fernando?
We try to structure our learning so that we're using a variety of learning methods, and that meets the need of every student, including the learning disabled student. We provide visual clues and auditory clues. We don't teach in just one style of teaching. We try to approach everybody's learning style, meets everybody's needs.
Chorus is another tremendous source of pride at Center Ridge. It is a large program in which all students participate.
We use a lot of barred instruments in the music department here. Our children are musically literate. They read music. We start teaching that in first grade. By third grade, they're actually reading written music. They play recorders and all the barred instruments. They are able to sing the various parts and read them on a score if they're handed music. They're very attentive. We do a lot of movement within the classroom, creative movement, and then we do hire a choreographer, Kate Maxwell, who choreographs some of our dances for us. So it's a very sophisticated music program.
This year, Center Ridge was one of several privileged groups who performed on the Ellipse during the annual Pageant of Peace. The work to put the show together started during the summer when Ms. Stowe and Ms. Martin selected the music. After a few months of rehearsal, performance night finally arrived.
They came in here very, very, very excited the following morning. They were anxious to go down there, and it just went without a hitch. And the kids were they were so proud of themselves, and rightfully so.
Well, what we're looking for in the upper grades is to continue with the same first grade strategies, but to build them to a higher level of competence. We continue to work a lot on the reading and writing processes, on having the kids understand how to brainstorm and form the ideas that they want to work on, and then using, again, mapping or some kind of webbing activity that will help them to organize their thoughts as a pre-writing activity before the writing itself begins.
Hi, I'm Donald Gray. I'm in 5th grade.
I'm Davy Wood. I'm in 5th grade.
And these are our little buddies, Stephen Choi and Vidya. They're learning about the red squirrel here.
Yeah, we got lots of food here.
Yeah,
Those are to our food. That's their habitat and their home. That's their trays.
We're reading over to them, and when they hear something that they want on there, they tell us. We'll write it down for them.
And we make suggestions. Well, maybe we can put this down.
If they miss something and that we think it might be important, we just kind of hint them off a little bit. We don't give it totally away because they need to learn on their own a little bit.
We are involved in a partnership relationship between the upper grades, 5th and 6th graders, and the first graders. And this is a year-long relationship that we build in which the kids learn to work together. The upper grade students are involved with a more conscious understanding of emergent literacy and what goes on in early reading processes. And the first graders gain from the experience of working with students who are more advanced in those abilities, and it gives them a chance to have modeled behaviors to them.
Food in their small, slender front feet and nibbling.
I'm Kit Terrell, and this is Brandon Terrell, and we're in 5th grade, and these are our buddies, Christopher Swanson and Heather.
And we're in 1st grade. We're in 1st grade, we're in 5th.
And we're looking at squirrels, their relatives, and their predators.
My name is Bobby Sass. I'm in 6th grade in Miss Tucker's class. We were working on Reader's Theater, which is a part of our reading activities, and I was in the play Zach and Xena and the Sack of Gold. Basically, this is just to get us introduced to Reader's Theater so we can have a better perspective of what type of things we can do in our future life and have a better idea of how Reader Theaters work.
I have something to tell you, but you must keep it a secret.
Of course, I'm good at keeping secrets.
I found a bag of gold in the forest today. Now don't tell anyone.
My Zach found a bag of gold in the woods today.
Right.
Xena and Zach found the bag of gold in the meadows. And that of gold was found in the forest near the meadow by Xena.
Xena and Zach are rich.
After 5 years of building a staff, creating opportunities for collaboration and sharing, and integrating language arts throughout the curriculum, proof of the positive results is shining through.
I think as you look over our school plans and our test scores and some of our activities that we've been doing over the years, you'll see that the children have increasingly become stronger and are showing that they are learning making significant progress here. And I think it's partly because of the combination of the parents and the teachers and the children's attitudes that the children come in wanting to learn. And, you know, if learning is made instructive and fun and creative for them, then they really can't help but learn. And obviously, maybe in spite of themselves, they learn.
I really like the school. It's just very family oriented, and my daughter really likes it here. And as long as she's happy, I'm happy.
My name is Daniel Sherrar. I am in 2nd grade, and I like school because it's fun to learn.
This is a great place to be if you want to learn to be a reader and a writer.